Welcome everybody to Generation Dan. Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I was totally on time, I swear. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me today?
I'm Dino. I can't remember my own name. Apparently, I'm having a stroke right now, and that's exciting. I'm dealing with Janet Marvel.
Go to the doctor, Dino.
I apparently need maybe an exorcist. I don't know. It's a weird time in my life, and I'll be honest with you. It's exciting. Anyways, I'm old and decrepit and slowly falling apart, but I am your resident old person who is unhappy about most things in the universe. And with us today are our other two co-hosts, teammates, partners in crime. Essentially, it's a franchise of men that have mental problems. Welcome, Cole Clayton and Kyle Petrilla.
Speak for yourself. I'm like the poster boy of mental health.
The poster boy of mental health.
Yeah.
Well, like you've seen his household. Fuck.
So like that's the best part about it is like the stuff that his mom freely admits and everything, and you're like, all that being said, you turned out great, Cole. You turned out spectacular, and I feel like that's something.
So you hear the stuff that she doesn't admit.
I mean, like no credit to anyone else but yourself. Just to be very clear on that one.
Yeah, it was. You were raised by Wolverines, just at best.
Yeah.
If he was raised by Wolverines, Kyle was raised by the Wolverines from Red Dawn.
I mean, basically. And hi, cats. Yeah, basically. You know what? I thought that was a funny picture, and then I realized we all look like cats, and then I'm like, damn it, Kyle looks the best again. Son of a bitch.
That's some bullshit. Beef with the where did you even find that picture of me? By the way, that is a terrible fucking headshot.
No, okay.
Like, what the fuck? I don't even know if I can send into that picture being taken in the first place.
That picture,
let alone it being used.
That picture that Dino uses for me with the slightly open mouth with the sunglasses on, it drives me absolutely up the goddamn wall.
You look so fat in that photo.
I look like the Dark Brandon pictures where he's got the sunglasses and the ice cream cone. I look like that if you just left it in the oven a little too long and I started to melt a little bit. That's what it looks like to me. Like
Rocket Raccoon says to Thor in Endgame, you look like melted ice cream.
Yeah. To be clear, from the time that I say, hey, does that person have a headshot? And you sending it to me, you have about a 30-second window to send me a picture. Otherwise, I'm going to hunt something down on your Facebook, and that's what I'm going to use. And I'll tell you is Kyle's Thorial picture with the hair going and everything. I'm like, I love using that picture because
he's worth it.
He's worth it.
That's
exactly.
Legitimately in my head.
Yeah, you know, Kyle spends like hours upon hours of his week getting the perfect pose selfie.
That was a headshot. It was legit professional photographer. Like I'm an actor.
Exactly. So you know how to take a headshot.
No, I just fucking went to a professional.
The headshot that I took was my old boss who retired, and his hobby is photography.
So I was like,
did you have to show a nipple or anything?
No, it's a guy. First off,
show you his camera.
Yeah, but he's a guy in California, Atlas, and that means could be anyway.
Shout out to Tom. I know you're out there, but thanks for the headshots.
Oh, Tom's watching.
Yeah, Tom's watching.
What I love about this photo the best is that Dino's photo is not good either.
Wait, put it up. Put it up on the screen again. What's the?
Dino looks like Joe Rogan's dad.
Like all three of you look like somebody just touched your bum inappropriately.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Kyle. It was Kyle. Because look at Kyle's face. Kyle's like, you all came here and now you can't escape. Boom.
Well, Kyle looks like the caveman from the Geico commercial.
No, I just watched the Joe Rogan special last night. Like I said, Dino looks like Joe Rogan's dad, which is funny to me because Joe Rogan is literally 13 years older than Dino.
So
That's so funny.
I
Yeah,
am
but,
also notorious wizard and or time traveler. So
He's
That's
just old as fuck looking.
look,
yeah, that's fair.
Dino, if we keep doing Generation Dan, I guarantee you within the next 10 years, I will be as gray as you are if my family genetics are any. Like my dad was full gray.
Oh, dude.
So
My whole fucking sideburn right here. You can't really tell right here, but it's like there's just like 10 gray hairs right there. I'm like, what the fuck happened just on this side too? And then there's like one gray hair here and like one gray hair here. Just all of a sudden, I didn't have no gray last year. Just as soon as I hit 30,
all of a
boom, here it
sudden,
comes.
what's changed? Your entire fucking family moved in with you. That'll give you gray. I got 2 grays when everybody moved in your house. Like, fuck.
Bro, yeah, oh yeah, no. Hey, all of us got extra gray hair as soon as your family moved in with you. There's no question on that. That's,
looks like looks almost like you guys were a glam metal band in that cover photo, but your thing was cats. Victoria, I hate to break it to you, but that's just the musical Cats. That's
I was gonna say.
Release the butthole cut.
Release the butthole cut.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if we ever release a comedy album, that picture is going to be it. Just to be very clear. Yeah. Just, I mean, I feel
that would be
like
kind of neat where it's like little.
What, we all get 15 because I think.
Yeah, like you all. Well, if it's 2 hours, you all get 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 2 hours of comedy is too much.
I'll do 5. Y'all do the rest. How about that?
15
Okay.
each. 15 fucking.
Bro, I'm gonna put Cole just on the sidelines, sitting in a chair, just laughing at us while we try and do stand up. That's just gonna be. He's not gonna do it. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, you guys here for stand up? Yeah, me too. I'm gonna take my seat." And he'll just sit down and watch me like, "Yeah, this is fucking hilarious." Eh? And he'll just be fucking roasting people in the audience the whole time.
So it would be like a YouTuber react where they have him in like the corner, just reacting to whatever's on the.
But in real life, basically, yeah. And all of a and the problem is, all of a sudden he'll just start do that shit, and you're just like, yeah, that's exactly what we expect of him. It's fine.
And anyway, the reason we're all here is I wanted to talk about on Generation Dan how people aren't on time to shit ever, like in the 21st century. Drives me nuts.
It's become a victim victim of the pandemic. Essentially, people are like, yeah, I'm late, and you're like, oh, could you not be late? And they're like, no, I'm just late.
It has been the pandemic, post-pandemic thing where nobody shows up on time,
but like
nobody commits to anything. Everything's just like,
whatever.
Though, like I think what it is too, and I thought about this. I think I have the answer. Don't we all just feel like we were robbed like 2, maybe 3 years of our lives that we'll never get back? Yes. I think we're all trying to make it up by not showing up to things.
I don't think it's that at all. Like, I don't even like. Honestly, the 2 years was more of a gift. Like, fuck it, was like go to work. There, don't get paid. Don't go to work. And I didn't like that job. So, but like, I think a lot of it is right now. It's the fucking like. Nobody's gonna buy a house. Nobody has any money. Everything's so fucking expensive. They've made the juice not worth the squeeze. So nobody gives a fuck at all. So it's just like you show up to work late. All right, who cares? You don't pay me dick. I don't give a fuck. And then I'll come in, and then I may not come in the next day. And guess what? The other job, the same shit everywhere. It's like they all pay the same. They're all fucking garbage. It doesn't matter.
You make a perfect fucking point, Kyle. Do y'all remember that when I worked at that like bagel shop for that weird time of my life? Dude, I was supposed to be there at 4:00 every morning. And like I started to choke when I said it out loud too.
You got like acid reflux from the memory of working there. That's funny.
Never showed up earlier than like 4:35 ever. You know, and they're like, "You were supposed to be here to open." I'm like, "Why?
Who's gonna come?" Like, I understand the like, oh, I gotta get the bagels ready or whatever.
Well,
but
that's
like,
what they're doing.
Bagels on what is it like just on the go. You know, like people. Oh, you want this kind of bagel? All right, like.
Listen. Let's put this into perspective, okay? If you own a bagel shop and you expect someone else to be there at 4:00 to open, immediately shove your head right up your own ass. Let's just start there, okay?
Yeah, they gave me
That
a
is
key
a
and
you
everything.
job. Yeah.
They gave me a key, and I'm like, y'all are liable to get robbed by somebody like me, right? Like,
You're telling that to their face.
But that's what tells me like it's complete bullshit right now, and like that's the weird part. Like what Kyle said is like, hey, I heard this line, and honestly, I really am looking for an opportunity to use it. Was someone's like, hey man, you messed up, and they're like, yo, I'm not here for the outcome, I'm here for the income, and I was like, shit, that one.
That's a great comeback.
That's a great comeback, and you're going because honestly, listen. If you're not paying me enough to survive, then why do I care about this?
That's funny though, because like now Dino actually has to go get a job just to use that line.
I have to get a job to just use that line. It's 100% accurate.
He's in the interview. So, Mr. Bletsis, why do you want to work here? And he's like, well, I have a really good zinger saved up, and I got to work somewhere to use it. And
it's like, worth hiring, though.
I will.
Yeah.
You'll know it when the time comes.
Yeah. And you know what? Hey, that hiring manager is going to be like, snap, just right away. Be like, I get it.
Because
give him a raise. It's fine.
Because I'm never it's funny. I almost called it an audition. I'm never interviewing for any job that's like of any value. They're like, why do you want this job? I'm like, well, I've been living inside for 40 years and I've grown accustomed. Like that's
not bad. Not a bad comeback. That's good.
Yeah. Like, what do you want? I'm like, I'm not here for the glory of reselling used goods. I feel like for a paycheck. Thank you.
That's the real problem where people are like, hey man, I can be positive, no problem. But but you can't like, if you're going to give me shit for this shit job, I'm not going to be positive.
Yeah, I kind of wish that was a legitimate answer in a job interview. Why do you want to work here? Like, look, man.
Why is that even a legitimate question? Why do you want to work here? I don't want to work here. I don't want to work at Costco. I have to work here because I dropped out of college. Like, what do you know? I don't want to work here.
To be clear, I would 100% work at Costco. They have great benefits. I would work at Costco.
No, but it's like, yeah, why are you looking at McDonald's? It's like, oh, because Hooters wasn't hiring. Like,
nobody interviews for the job they want. That's the thing. Nobody. Why do you want to work here? You wouldn't have to ask that question if I wanted to work here,
bro. Like you
would know that I wanted to work here. You know.
Well, that's the thing is, so every time somebody's like, so why do you want to work here? I'm like, seems interesting. And they're like, oh, it just seems interesting. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm like, I just need something to fill my time. And I'd like to get paid for my time. So seems interesting. I can do the job.
A buddy of mine use the job places like slogan as the answer to that one time. Because there's a grocery store down in Texas called HEB. And it stands for the owner's like initials or whatever, but the slogan is "Here everything is better." And so they were like, "So why do you want to work here?" He's like, "Because here everything is better." And they ate that shit up, dude.
Oh, hey! There's a couple. There's a couple people that got a little hard when he said it. I'm 100% sure. I'm sure. Hey, a couple lady boners, just a little sploosh. 100% happened. Someone's like, "Oh, he's a team player," and you're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Hey, this is the problem. Is you have to fucking be that kind of person. And I'm like, I don't care enough to worry about that shit though anymore. That's a problem. Because I used to care.
I don't want to be with those people. I wouldn't want to hire those people.
100%.
I was thinking about it and how, like, you know, this picture we have is all people that you know, we are the number one people they don't want to hire, you know, straight white men. So I'm just like, that being said, we're also generally the most qualified. So like anybody who just starts a business and says fuck it and hires all the white dudes that are unemployed now are gonna fucking crush it.
I mean,
I'm like, DEI, that's like, it, bitch.
But like 8 hours in are going to be unionized as well. So
sounds pretty dope, TBH.
And they never worked a day in their life after
that. Why is there a naked man behind you, Cole? That's you specifically.
Oh, that's my brother. Tell him, get out of the screen. Go put your shirt on.
He looks very confused, like he
I
should
know,
be
right?
like assisted by.
Well,
a nurse.
he's blind, so he can't see anything ever. So
I mean-
it's pretty confusing.
I
can't
can
tell if he's
understand.
being serious or not.
Yeah, we can't tell if he's blind.
It's like,
So.
what's he doing? Watching TV.
I like to absorb the sound. Anyway, yeah. So this is a thing with my family in particular, where
Yeah.
mom, my sister, and my dad all do this thing where they'll agree on a time
Oh.
and then not be on time, and then you go, "Well, what happened?" And they're like, "I just took longer." And I'm like, "You have Google Maps. As soon as you leave your house, you should know exactly how long it takes to go somewhere."
Yeah.
And if stuff happens, like yesterday, there was a fire near the 405 that caused a lot of traffic.
Sure.
You can call the other person or text the other person and be like, "Hey, my ETA is this." And that's it. Like, I am so much more annoyed when someone shows up late than if someone shows up late and went, "Hey," and on the way went, "Hey, I'm going to be 15 minutes late," or whatever. I'd be much. It doesn't annoy me at all if someone before the time goes, "Hey, I'm going to be late." You know, okay, cool.
It's the acknowledgement of my wastage of time that you at least make an effort to give me back. Hey, I'm going to be X amount of minutes late, so you can go do whatever, and just so you're not wasting your time. That's very courteous, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But like, so is it, Atlas? Is it you are the one that's on time, but the rest? So you're
Usually.
both your mom and dad and your sister are late constantly.
Yes. And I talked to my sister about this. I'm like, what? Like, to the point where with my sister, especially, we tell her things start half an hour later than they actually do. So she'll be on time. Where you have
hold on.
the group chat outside the group chat to like
Yeah.
agree in advance and then go to the,
Kyle, what was your, like, is your dad an on-time person? Is your mom an on-time person, or neither?
I'm an on-time person.
Yeah, he is.
I didn't hang out with my dad enough to fucking know. And then,
Why
Yeah.
is that so funny?
because you know.
So,
And
one time, my mom was supposed to pick me up at noon because I had the standardized test.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have that in Canada or not, but like,
Yeah.
I was supposed to get out of school early, and I texted my mom, "Hey, I'm about to be done with my test or whatever. Probably noon will be a cool time." And then I don't know, like 1:00 rolls around, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up? I'm just chilling outside the school, like." And she's like, "I'm almost there," which I thought was a typo.
Nope.
And then I waited another hour. I thought you said you were almost here, and she said,
Almost.
I said I'm almost there." I'm like, I feel like 2 hours isn't almost there either, though.
no,
like-
he has almost left. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
you're the next thing on the list to do, but no one is near you at
No,
this
but
point.
like,
Fucking
not even the next thing.
get the
He's
way.
the next thing.
What's crazy is she lived 15 minutes away from my school. Like,
Well, you were
But like
raised
she
by
was
Wolverine.
driving from the different county. I'm at school
Yeah.
in my fucking,
My question
like,
is,
With
my
my
localized
backpack.
division where schools are zoned. Like
how many times could you have walked home in that 2 hours?
I couldn't because it was like this is in Texas. Like shit can get you. You know what I mean? You don't just like walk
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
You can get bit by a snake or something. You know what I
There's
mean?
no
Like,
sidewalks in Texas.
yeah, there's
You
really
drive
not
where you-
sidewalks. It's 97 degrees on a cold day. Like,
All right, I've never been to Texas. Of course,
It
nobody's
sucks
kidnapped
there,
me and
dude.
brought me to Florida either, so I don't know.
Well, do you remember how it was in Las Vegas, Kyle?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
that's the desert, though.
Yeah, it's like that. Just
All right.
just about.
no, I
Just
mean,
as
it's not quite like that in Houston because it's like
Yeah, without
Hey.
the fun.
moist. you know?
Canadian. Neither of us know the difference. It's hot as fuck.
It's
That's
like
it.
a desert, but it's wet. If that makes sense.
He's
It's a hot, wet desert.
Texas is like Vegas, but without the fun stuff.
Yeah. Kind of.
Also true.
Yeah.
The Inland Highways. The
I don't know.
like when I talked to my sister about it, I'm like, why are you late to everything? Like, you're in
Yeah.
your 30s. You should have figured this out by now. And she goes,
Yeah.
well, what if I show up early? Like, what if I mistime it and I'm there early? I'm like, then you're there early. You have
know-
a phone. Play on your phone for 15 minutes.
Hey, and now I understand why your sister does improv, because she's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, well,
fine.
because she couldn't
I
come up
mean,
with it
Straight up,
beforehand.
no, she's an asshole. That's why. Your sister's an asshole. Hey, the brother who died, the one that I said is an asshole, same. Well, I don't want to be there too early. That's gay. And I'm like,
Okay, there's a
they're gay,
difference
you
between-
dipshit. Where's your family?
Yeah,
It doesn't-
there's a
yeah.
difference between being there 15 minutes early and like 2 hours early. That's understandable. You don't necessarily want to do
See,
that.
like Cole with 2 hours early for his mom to pick him up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really his fault.
with all that said, up
Clearly.
until I was about 27, I was a 15 minutes early kind of guy. I felt like you were late if you weren't 15 minutes early. And then in the last like 3-4 years, it's become I'm on time if I'm 15 minutes late. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, being 15 minutes early became a plus or minus.
right.
I
Hey,
used
as
to
long
be-
as I'm plus or minus 15 minutes, I'm good.
It's really plus or minus 30, really, because you got the 15 minutes early or the 15 minutes late. I'm still in that zone, you know.
It's a window. Give me a window.
I'll
Anyway.
you know what? I'll give you 15 minutes. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm still the early guy, but now I'm like in show business, so I can stretch it far. And then because everybody's fucking late, and then of course we were going to a party, so Dino showed up like half an hour early
You're
and
such
was
an
there
asshole.
2 hours before any other guest. Like I showed up an hour and a half late, and he was still the only one there.
Yeah, that's something interesting. Parties,
So
you're
you're
supposed to be late too.
Yeah.
And I don't
And
know
that-
why. When did that become a thing?
Well, apparently forever. You just weren't cool enough to go to the parties.
Bro,
If
Yeah,
you're supposed to be late to parties, you might not see me because I will come on time
Yeah.
and I will leave early. I
Yep.
don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to be where the people are.
no.
The best part was one time I'm like, Dino, we'll wait. The next party, I'm like, we'll wait. And then we showed up and it was like, it was over and they needed the room. And then and it was cool because all we did was grab a whole bunch of free food and realize we didn't have to hang out with a bunch of people that we probably really didn't want to. And then I got us into the show right after for free.
Hell yeah.
I fucking crushed that night, sir.
I mean, there are like key words that like stress me out. Is the party, event, gathering, thing. Like I don't like those. Those are trigger words for
The
me.
word
Amy.
So this is the thing too. Is like for me, I'm like I like going to stuff, but I worry when I'm with people. If I'm not like if I'm with my wife, I'm like I don't want to go to a party. I want to go out for dinner with my maybe a couple of friends. I
Right.
don't want to. I'm like no, I don't want to get lost in a party. That is a horrible idea for me. But like by myself, I'm like oh yeah, sure, no problem. Because no one's gonna steal me. That's not.
Right.
Like, even if you did, what are you going to do? Sell me as a laborer? Good luck. What, you need an accountant? Like, come on. We all know I'm going to last 4 hours in a ditch and then I'm going to be like, just bury me. I don't give a shit.
I wouldn't hire you
Okay.
for either of those jobs. So.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me because I don't have like real friends, true like friends that I hang out with on purpose. Like I did that on purpose. It's not like I'm sad about it. I'm self-employed. I'm single. Like I'm pretty
And ready to mingle, ladies.
I
He
don't
is
like-
ready to mingle.
I don't like going to things where people are going to be. I don't like. I honestly hate being invited to stuff because then I'm like, God damn it, why?
Yeah, I got to
You
go.
like
Why
me?
did
Like
this happen to me?
I'm so obligated to go. God damn it.
It's one of those things. I'm cool enough that I have to go. I was invited. But I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to do
Mad
like,
about it, right?
Right. I went to a show last night in Oshawa and I'm like, I did 15 minutes. I'm going to get paid for it. I'm excited about it. I'm like, it was a great show. I'm like, but people are like, hey, do you want to hang out? I'm like, oh, no, I just want to go
I
home.
want to go home.
It was-
I
Hey,
did
the show
that.
was done at like 9:40. I'm like, sweet. I'm going to get home in record time and then still have time to watch some shows. This sounds great.
I miss the excuse of when I was still with my baby mama,
Yeah.
when I could just be like, oh, I got to get back to my family. You know what I mean?
But mind you, you can still say that technically. You just right? You just don't have to explain that. That means your mom and siblings.
Yeah, I think everybody understands that's bullshit. Like,
Yeah, I got to go home to my family, and people are like, "You have a family?" And you're like, "I don't know. What are you gonna do? It's fine."
He doesn't want to go where the people are, but all the people are in his fucking house now. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
those
So
people are almost worse than the strangers. Like I don't
so
know.
it's not just me who's noticed that he's like out and active first thing in the morning, and you're like, "You're not normally up before noon, bro." And he's like, "Gotta get that bread. I don't want to be at home. Thank you very much."
Fuck that. Yeah. I mean, okay.
But,
I-
yeah, I get
He
it.
pays rent. He's the only one paying rent for a house.
dude, he asked me one time. He was like, "Why are you up at 5 o'clock in the morning?" I'm like, "I gotta get that bread."
I'm like, then I started
Like
messaging
2
him
weeks
daily,
ago.
like, "Hey man, how are you doing? Are you okay?" He's like, "Why are you asking me that?" I'm like, "Well, you're having some things happen." He's like, "I'm fine. Everything's fine. I don't know why my voice is like this. I'm fine." And I'm like, all right, I'd believe you, but in the meantime, why don't I just hang out and we could just talk? It'll be fine. It'll be good.
And then
It'll be
you're
good.
just like, it's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. No, look at me. Look at me. It's not your
I
fault.
mean, yeah, it's a little bit, right? It's
The camera started to wilt.
the camera felt it too. It's like it's not my fault. I can just
It's not my fault. It's not my fault, Robin Williams. It's not my fault.
it's Jesus. But yeah, no, it's like look, that's one of those things where, in all honesty, like I love making people laugh, but I hate people in the same way. Like there was a couple times where Cole and I were like, we would go out, we bought food, then brought it home and just watch TV, and we're like, yeah, it's great, man.
That's
Like-
date night for Katie and I a lot of the time. Like it's pretty great. Like just
I mean, that's kind of how it felt with me and Dino because I made him watch Hercules. So it was kind of date-like ish, you know. Like I didn't mean it for it to be, but he'd never seen it before, and he's Greek, so
I had a good time.
completely
next
inaccurate.
was gonna be winning Rome, you know. So
Listen, hey, the best part was like he had posted all these pictures about how like we went to Little Italy over the whole day, and he's like, "Man, this was the best date ever." And then people were like, "You're gonna have to fuck that old man." And I'm like, "Number one, not that old. Number two, probably, but you don't have to fucking tell him. You can just leave it as a surprise." No, it was fun. It was, but that's like even now we try and like, oh, we'll go out to dinner and then go home and watch stuff like. I don't know. It's weird. Like I like going out, but at the same time, I the audacity that other people have to be out too. Gross. Not interested in that. So
Yeah, like it's funny. People are like, "Oh, what did you do this weekend?" I'm like, I sat at home annoyed because I have weekdays free. So why would I go do all the shit with people out there when I can do it
everyone's
without the people, right?
around? Yeah.
100%. This was okay. So I saw a TikTok where this guy, they were like interviewing him, and he was like, they're like, "What's the weirdest thing about you?" He's like, "I like to go to places who have recently had a terror attack."
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "It's
there.
security's insane. Everything is dirt cheap. You get the best of service because no one's around. So like, there's no lineups or anything." And I'm like, "Fucking." That's
that
smart.
sounds like COVID. Like
Well, bro,
I kind of love the shutdown. Like that's the whole thing. All these podcasters and conspiracy theorists, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna shut the country down again. I'm like, I fucking hope. Hope.
The first 6 months of COVID were one of the very fraught, but in hindsight, I kind of miss it a little bit.
100%.
Right, because you're in California where there's never fucking free roadways ever.
Yeah.
At any time of the day.
No, like there were deer walking around surface streets for a time where it was just yeah.
What the fuck? Nature's healing.
Yeah.
Nature's healing.
If you ever come visit me, come at Christmas time because you get like maybe it's about a third of what COVID was, but like everybody leaves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt has a bit about he's like it's like I Am Legend, but you can get a sandwich. It's great.
Yeah.
It's like
So okay, so this weekend is the civic holiday in Canada. So it's a long weekend, okay?
Yeah.
And so many people are like, I'm going away for the weekend. I'm like, no, man, everyone is going away for the weekend. I'm staying home and doing all the things. No one has been anywhere I've gone. It has been spectacular.
Yeah, everybody goes away together. Like it's like, oh great, now you're just with the same assholes in Muskoka. Like it's
Yeah,
just like, but I don't.
Like-
I'm a comedian. I don't have that money.
You're all gone. Yeah.
But the first do you remember the first flatten the curve bullshit for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, the traffic. Oh, the traffic was so good.
Yeah.
There's just nobody on the road. I'm like, bro,
gas was like free.
it was the best of times.
It was flatten the curve, and then like there was the toilet paper stuff going on at that time. So it wasn't all like roses, but
it was hilarious. If you've ever read any sort of apocalypse novel, then you know well in advance exactly what's going to happen. Hey, like a fucking checklist, just so everyone knows, like a fucking checklist, everything happened. Just hey, and like people freaked out about the weirdest shit, like a checklist the whole time.
Mhm.
What's hilarious too is toilet paper doesn't actually last that long because when you pull it out, it gets all that weird fuzzy stuff because it's breaking down. It doesn't last very long. That's why the smart play at the beginning of the pandemic is bidet. That's what you should have done.
Yeah.
And just so everyone knows, it's the winter is coming. So right now you can find heated bidets for dirt cheap, which is perfect for the wintertime because I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than the only thing worse than sitting on a cold toilet seat in the winter.
We all live in apartments. Like,
listen,
shut up.
Listen to me. Listen, this is what you ruined a good bit because you're a piece of shit. Just to be very clear, okay? The only thing
I mean, even just us in the group chat. Nobody has a house except for you. Everybody's either homeless or they're lucky to be in an apartment. So
Cool. You can get like a bidet that just hooks up to it just hooks up to the toilet tank, and it's like just jet of water.
I'm so poor, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You're that poor. Anyways, the point is this.
Actually, it's funny because
damn it!
In the toilet. Okay, guys,
we killed the joke.
28 minutes to make sure Dino doesn't finish his damn story.
Yeah, there was a guy on Twitter today that said, used a bidet for the first time and it sucked shit. Anyone who says that everyone should have it is lying to themselves. Got to walk around with a damp butthole for 5 minutes every time I take a shit, and then everyone is clowning on this guy, myself included. I was like, you got to dry yourself after. The point is that it's one square of toilet paper instead of 20. You know?
No, man, the good ones have a dryer too. It's wonderful. It is a magical experience.
I don't know, man. That sounds pretty gay.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely feel a little bit gay the first few times. I'll tell you that.
The male G spot is up there, so
you're right. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like y'all are like tippy toeing in the pool there.
Just trust me when I tell you this. After about a week, everybody starts sitting in the bathroom a little bit longer than normal. You're like, what's going on?
The first time he used a bidet, it was behind a Chick-fil-A, so it was,
bidet
right.
Listen.
Oh, that's how I got introduced to it, and now it's just he's hooked.
I find it so weird that I met you guys because of the pandemic, and I met Katie because of the pandemic. So, the major parts of my life are because of.
So the pandemic really ruined your life, is what you're saying?
Like en masse.
Yeah, it changed the trajectory for sure.
You're like both your personal and professional careers are now ruined. So yeah, that's fair. That's I mean, yeah. You have zero freedom. That's fair. Yeah.
I think the pandemic, I think it was good. A lot of it definitely changed my life, for the better. I wasn't even before COVID. I wasn't even taking the thought of being like a content creator or a comedian or anything like that serious. I was just kind of like living in depression with my hoe of a girlfriend. She was just cheating on me and accusing me of being a cheater. So,
which you're staring down the barrel of a gun at that point, where you're just going, "Well, this fucking sucks." Yeah, if this is what I got to deal with, this is horrible, right? And the worst part is there were people who were like, "Oh, that's been my life for 10 years." Like, bro, absolutely the fuck not. Like that. I feel like en masse, everyone kind of just snapped, right? and was just like,
well, because
I'm
we
gonna be
all
great.
were put
Yeah.
in a space where you had the freedom to snap.
I mean,
and-
not really, but yeah.
Well, the freedom to snap is in like, hey, a bunch of businesses are temporarily closing. Here's a stimulus thing, and that's all at the same time.
Yeah.
So for
It give us all too much time to think too.
well, yeah, it increased collective bargaining efforts. Like unions are on the rise again. Like you have all this stuff where people are like, "Hey, this sucks."
Everybody started watching the news for what it really was instead of, they're like, these guys are full of bullshit. Like, actually, it seems like, you know what I mean? People don't trust the government as much anymore.
Like even my relationship with comedy, where before it was like, I want to be a stand-up comedian and I gotta get on shows and I gotta if I'm not doing X number of shows a month, I'm not doing well. And like comparing myself to other comics in LA, like how many shows they're doing. And afterward, it's become more like a hobby, but I'm having so much more fun with it. Like, I'm not doing 6-7 shows a month. I'll do maybe like 1 or 2, but it's way more fucking fun. Like,
but that's the thing. Is the whole idea is like, I'm just gonna show up to shit and I'm just gonna be funny. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm like I did a show yesterday and I'm like, yeah, man, I just showed up. I didn't know one person on the show except for one guy who I had met like a long time ago. And like I don't know him. I just saw him on the internet. It was a great show. It was a fucking killer. Did 15 minutes, had a great time. And they were like, yeah, you were hilarious. I'm like, okay. They give me my money and I'm out later.
Dude, if nobody knows me, I kill. I swear to God, every time.
Yeah.
Like,
so it turns out doing like I have the most fun on shows outside of LA. And now what I want to do is start looking up like all the little tiny towns outside LA. It just in a big circle and be like, okay.
I know you just got married, but you really should consider doing the road then.
I would love to. Like this summer, I'm about to go back to work.
You say this summer? You know it's August, right?
No, I'm saying this summer. Like I got to do shows in Oregon, because I was visiting my friend. Go listen to the episode from 2 weeks ago for more details on that. But
shenanigans.
Wasn't his
But-
name Dan? I don't know.
yeah, his name was actual Dan. But like I got to do shows up in Oregon, and now for the summer 2025, I want to see if I can plan like a straight shot up the Surfliner on Amtrak and do shows in towns on the way up and then work my way back down. That'd be cool.
Listen, if you have a passport, I can meet you in Vancouver. It'll be fun.
That would be pretty dope.
I know a few
funny,
people.
It's like, how did the pandemic change your life? Well, I'm a professional actor now, and I wasn't even considering that before it. So.
What was your trajectory before it?
Well, it was like okay in March 2019. No,
2020, March 2020 is when it started.
Yeah, so 2019 is about when I started. It wasn't March. It was probably like February or some shit. Is when I took like my second city stand up shit. So I had just started. So I had less than a year of shit under my belt. And I think the graduation show for the second semester was like March 2019, and then I started doing stand up, and then I ran a show, and then it got canceled because of the pandemic, and then I clicked the box, found an agent, and now I'm an actor, and a lot's happened. So there's a few things in between that happened too. So yeah.
Hey man, listen, but that's the thing is like you kind of find out that like there's a lot of things that we were kind of told that are absolutely dog shit, right? And that was like what?
Everything we were told.
Well, like this, I'll tell you this much: you would think that this is Wolverine. It's not. It's two Batmen kissing. Clearly,
Yes.
100%. Okay,
Kissing like this?
It's definitely they're definitely kissing.
It's a
It's 100%.
Yeah,
Two Batmen
it's
kissing.
fucking weird, bro.
It's pretty
Am
cool.
I
It's
weird?
one of the show with Damn Cup.
That's exactly it. It's been staring at me the entire time, and I'm like, "Don't worry, I'll get you in there."
Are you high right now? Is that what's going on?
I'm exceptionally high.
It made
Well,
it
So-
gay.
Okay, let me just explain something too. So I've been exceptionally high for like a week and a half.
Yeah, and I
Hold
made
on.
bits out of it. Did y'all see
Hold
the
on.
clip I made of Dino high as fuck, just saying the weirdest shit?
Yeah, slowly, like fucking time didn't exist because we just had the world to sit there and listen to his fucking take 40 hours to complete a sentence.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm on the
It's a great watch.
I
It's-
made like a highlight reel of it.
Isn't it like a low light then? Like, there's nothing good about it.
Listen.
Like, ah!
listen to me. Okay, I'm on the tail end of.
We'll never get to the end. So. You
Oh,
didn't even
weren't you supposed to be
complete the
talking about
story
bidets?
before.
Weren't you supposed to be talking about bidets, Dino?
Yeah, I'm fighting a hemorrhoid, and you guys can all go fuck yourself. Okay, I'm in a lot of pain, so
It
you guys
sounds
can
like
all eat shit.
you fucked yourself into a hemorrhoid, but I don't know.
I didn't get a hemorrhoid by trying to put something on my butt. Okay,
No, it's usually
Bidet sprayed
taking it
too,
out, right?
and then
It's
dried too hard.
I was
Too
trying
fast.
I was trying to
Push too hard?
push too hard.
more fiber.
I was, you know what? I had a 2 days on set, sitting in an uncomfortable chair.
So
Kyle can
did I.
vouch for that. Yeah, but you have a meaty ass and I don't. So,
Meaty ass. Wait,
Go that
Dino,
way.
I only saw you in a suit. I didn't really get to see what your butt looks like. Do you not have like good plumpers? What's the?
no. So I was,
Fat people have, like no butt. It's weird.
yeah, fat people have no butt. So I'm slowly growing an ass now, from scratch, from absolute scratch. But Kyle actually mooned me when we were working a few times. He said I was carrying something, so I could have dropped it. And he instead waited for his entire ass to be shown. I was the other side of the holding thing, and I was going to drop it as soon as I saw his ass. Okay,
Kyle, you're like
At least you're on the front
17,
side.
24. Like, if you're mooning someone, that's got to be like a Shadow of the Colossus. Just
No, it was just gravity, man. Like you're walking, carrying shit, pants
Hey.
were falling down. What do you want? Fuck.
if it was from the
That's
front,
fine.
if it was from the front, Cole, I would have just taken my shoe off and just lobbed it right at his dick.
It's not like my
immediately.
dick hung out. Like it was just fucking
No,
a cheek.
just
dude, whatever.
both cheeks. And I'll tell you, it
What
was
was
like
it?
an afro. It was like an
Shadow
afro
of the
down there.
Colossus.
Yeah, it's hair. 'Cause I'm a man. Sorry.
It looked like there were braids going across.
From the front side is like Wee Man's forearm.
I mean, yeah, basically. Yeah.
I have a joke about that. It's like a kid. Yeah, it's like a baby's arm. Oh, it's not that big. It just has a hand at the end. And if you do this, it really fucks with people. Really gets it going. I didn't tell that for very long, but I think I should bring it back if I ever do stand up. Ever.
Yeah, waving at people on the beach is totally different for me.
Yeah.
Can you
Especially when
imagine
it's
from
hot.
in your pants go like this?
Why are there so many?
Yeah.
Oh God.
They
Anyways,
just they go in and they splay.
yeah.
High five.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
high something. Anyways.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. So I'm on the tail end of a fight, and I'm winning, but
His
I'm in a
tail
lot of
end
pain.
is losing, so
My tail end is losing. That's it.
Dino used bidet. It's not very effective.
I mean,
Just stop eating feta cheese for a while, Dino. For the love of God, man.
What does feta not?
I don't know. I'm just making
it's
shit up
just
now.
great.
hold on. Did you all of a sudden think this fucker was an expert on anything? He's not an expert on how
We
many
have-
people live in his house.
We
He doesn't
have
know how many people live with him right now.
We
and
have
you're gonna
a
come-
whole show
Because I
where
never
have
learned
to
basic
tell him
arithmetic. That
history.
doesn't mean I don't know.
Bro, I will come over there and break more chairs. Don't fucking test me, okay?
Side
No,
note,
he tests the chairs.
Dino, what do you think about feta cheese as a pizza topping?
Ugh.
Oh, it's very enjoyable. So the problem is
I do
Feta-
it as a pizza topping a lot. It's good. Yeah.
feta doesn't melt, so it'll just get soft. And if you can get it at what are
This
you
coming
talking-
from the
Bro,
guy who ate
hot
all the
feta.
cheeses until he
I like
realized
hot feta. It has to be cold, or I won't eat it. Or except for deep fried feta is pretty good. I don't know why, because that's different.
Okay.
That's hot.
As-
For whatever reason, hot. Any other kind of hot feta is not good.
the point is, if you can get it to the right temperature, then it will just stay fairly soft and it's enjoyable. Versus like you can't really have it lukewarm; it doesn't taste right. You have
Ugh.
to have it hot or have
Okay,
it cold.
but have you ever had lukewarm cheese of any kind? It's not good.
Yeah, like
I've
when
had-
you have a charcuterie board or something, it gets
Dude,
all sweaty.
I hate those. When you walk into the party late, you know, call back.
Yeah.
All the cheese is like, you know,
That's
like
why you're always there on time or early, right?
That's
You
And
it.
he
come in,
leaves-
all that's left is like brie and pepper jack, and you're like, oh, disgusting.
And that's why he leaves early, because it's like, oh, the cheese is getting sweaty. Colt.
As soon as the cheese, that's how you know. That's how you know it's time for me to leave. Oh, Cole's gone. All the cheese is warm. That's how you know.
Okay. Going back to the party thing for a second there, what do you think is the optimal time to show up at a party, and what is the optimal time to leave a party?
Right in the comments.
Yes, please.
I would say half hour late
Okay.
to arrive from when you're told to is perfectly reasonable. But when it comes to leaving late, is I have no idea. I always leave too late because I talk too much.
Yeah, the second you hear this, get the fuck out.
That's 100%. Yeah. No.
The
The
hand
problem is-
slap on the knees, the double hand slap, get the fuck out of the party.
That's
So-
some, that's some Midwest shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But like, hold on.
Okay, LA is like 80% people from the Midwest anyway. So
I've heard that,
I
actually.
love that though. It's just like slap on the leg. Oh, that's California. For
it's either
aggressive.
that or well,
Yeah.
well, with
Well,
me, well, time.
Hey.
Yeah.
when I'm on the phone, I'm like, well, and people don't get the hint. I'm like, oh, 3 whelps in, and I'm like, I went through a tunnel. Oop, I don't know what's going on here. That's okay.
It's really weird because it usually does it on video chat.
And I'm in bed. Also
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Going through a tunnel. You're in bed. Bye. Yeah.
But
Dude,
he
I'm
looks
not
like
real bad
Facebook.
about that. I don't even say bye anymore. I just hang up. And people are like, you didn't even say bye. I'm like, I didn't?
This is the problem is the only people that I'll have long conversations with are on screen right now. And it's like, I talk to you fucks each at least an hour a week. And I still get on the phone, you sons of bitches. And I'm just like, bro, I remember when Victoria and I first started dating, we would talk at the end of the day for hours. And she was like, we used to talk all the time. I'm like, I always hated it. She's like, what? And I'm like, what? I'm trying to get to know you. I'll talk on the phone. That's fine. But I'm like, you never asked me about stuff. I was always asking you, and you just talk. I'm like, that's fine.
I just you can ignore her the same way now. Like I don't see why that should go away.
Dude, I can't do that anymore. Like when I was younger, I didn't give a fuck, but like I wanted to like present myself like I did, but now I don't. Like trying to get to know a chick, so the longer she talks, the more likely I am to get the ick. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like,
oh, 100%. I think
because you're gonna say something I don't want to hear.
yeah. Hey, you're gonna hear some girl like the worst thing is that they'll keep on talking, and then all of a sudden they'll come up like, I wonder why people don't just turn the air conditioners outside. It'll cool down in summer, and you're like, oh shit, she's retarded. I can't. And you're just like, oh no, it's not.
And you're like, oh no, I can only sleep with her 2 more times.
I am glad / hoping I never have to deal with dating again.
Oh, listen, yeah, no, I've already explained this on stage to Victoria's face. I'm like, listen, if anything happens to Victoria, that's it. Hookers and blow until I'm out. I'm not. Just
Yeah.
I'll speed up the process.
What?
I tapped out too. I'm right there with you guys.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm like, what do you? No,
Yeah.
I'm like, why would I? No, I'm like, I'm not interested in any. Forming a relationship. Yeah, what's your favorite color? Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, the last chick I dated yelled at me and called me names for like 4 days for something Dino said.
Yeah, she was quality. You should definitely bring her back.
I feel like after the second day of yelling, like how God managed to create the universe in 7 days
We
and then
broke up
rest.
the
Fuck
first
that.
day.
After 2 days
That's
of yelling,
the
I'm
crazy
done.
part.
No, but he had already broken up with her for a day at that point.
Oh
But,
my God.
But you guys didn't even. You solidified that after like a year or 2 or some.
We
shit.
dated on and off for like 2 years. We did.
Yeah, for 2
But it
years.
was always
to,
because like she
you
would
know,
try to
making a
fight me.
comment. Like it was
She would always every day. We would have like 3 good days, and then she didn't like something I said, or like I acted weird or whatever. And I'm just like, I can't. Okay, well then just leave then.
So
And
you
she
becoming
quit, and then
like
she come back.
boyfriend and girlfriend is the only way to actually exit the relationship because it was just a cycle But now that you were more serious, and then she got to hear Dino talk for 8 seconds, and then
That's usually how long it takes.
most things.
I
I've
am
lost
surp-
like 3 relationships that way.
What? He didn't even say anything like bad about her. He was digging on me.
Yeah,
Like,
he said,
it was the
well, he
funny
said no more blowjobs. So
Yeah.
I think that's where it went.
He was,
Dino-
he was basically like, "You're not." I said, "I'll have a girlfriend," just being, funny. Bringing up the fact that I'm in a relationship now for the first time ever, as y'all have known me, and Dino's like, "Not for long, buddy. Not if I have anything to say about it."
Yeah, and he's like, I'll end this, and it ended immediately. Like,
Surprise,
he
motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm like, I did not mean for that to explode that fast. That
Yeah.
was
Dino,
like-
when you were at my wedding, did
Yeah.
you get to talk to Katie outside of me being there at all?
no.
No.
Why would you? Why would you? Why would he? That's weird.
Well, no,
Well,
I
he's trying to figure out if
Well,
Dino
like-
is going to end his relationship.
Right.
not so much that. It's just like Katie seems to be pretty okay with Dino. Like,
Oh yeah, because he
Yeah.
was censored the whole time.
Mostly because she met my wife. And I brought her cheesecake.
Okay. That being said, Dino
Those two
does.
things.
He has hired great representation.
100%.
Like Victoria is a much better face of that company. Because we can
Definitely.
see this one. Even the
Yeah.
photo he chose was not a good face. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Victoria's a great spokesperson for Dino.
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
for Hemorrhoids International.
I mean, like,
Well,
I-
for you guys, it's just national for me. But yeah.
oh, fucking hell. You
I
I
guys
like that
are-
it's always Dino that just kind of eats shit on this. Anyways,
No, it
Basically-
doesn't. I'm usually the one getting blasted in the face, no pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about that. I've got a great RBF.
what's an RBF?
resting bitches.
Oh,
I don't
resting
know what that. I've got a great. I mean,
Yeah, so do I though. Like,
No, but Victoria, you don't. It's not. It's that resting bitch face protects you from people trying to goof, but in the end, it's
Oh,
it's
Dino,
nothing.
like Dino knows. I already said this. Like I'm just like those Slavic chicks. I'm like it's just like yeah, they're gorgeous and they're really family oriented and stuff. But they're scary as fuck, which is
Yeah.
great when like
Ah,
it's
my
not great when
ancestral
when you're
homeland.
it's not great when you're trying to get one, but when you've landed one, nobody else wants to try either because they're afraid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you gotta work it.
If I
those
was working on a guy like me, I'll be like, "She checking me out, like
They wouldn't look at you. So.
staring at me, like."
Bro, I remember one friend was like, "Hey, can you hook me up with one of Victoria's friends?" And I looked at him like, "No, man." And he was like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Do you own a Ferrari?" He goes, "No." And I'm like, "Then get back in your lane. What are you nuts?" I was like, "What are you insane?" I was like, what
Do
are you-"
you own a Ferrari, Dino?
I'm like, no, not for that. But I'm like, this was a friend who was actively dating like guys who drove Ferraris. Like, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you were just using that as a metaphor. Like,
No.
No. Okay.
No, literally. And I'm like, bro, that she's out of all of our
This
class.
is what
Like,
happens when we actually let him finish the story. It doesn't make sense. Like,
It doesn't make any sense at all, actually.
Last week,
I'll see you all in hell. I'll see you
last
all in
week,
hell.
Katie had me go to the library because she wanted me to return some books for her, and then she was like, "Can you pick up some kids' books to read to my class?" So I go into the picture book section, and there's a children's Russian books. So like
What do they have books inside of books? Just give me
No.
some more?
It's either that or you go, "Okay, kids, today we learn how to overthrow bourgeoisie."
100%.
Knife throwing for dummies.
How to start farm when
Yeah.
you are ordered to start farm.
Yeah.
you figure it out like everybody else.
Digging in the permafrost. How to make
Yeah.
your hands more resilient. That's
Make
fine.
vodka, not how to make vodka, because everyone knows how.
Yeah, make vodka.
Just make
Yeah,
vodka.
it's
Just
like,
make go-
how long is this line, and when
Yeah.
is the toilet
Yeah.
paper getting?
And then it's just like Nicholas II. He deserved to die.
100%.
Just, that's the name of the book.
Fuck that bitch. This is Russia.
Yeah.
God.
Let me tell you a story about the machine.
Hey, did any of you guys see that movie?
Yeah, it was, alright.
Uh,
It was whatever.
I saw like 20 minutes before I turned it off.
Which
Yeah,
movie?
Ron-
Okay, but okay, hold on though. But Kyle, you watch 20 minutes of like anything, and you're like,
Which
ah,
fucking movie?
bullshit." Yeah,
The Machine.
the machine
Oh.
movie.
It's a sequel to Bert Kreischer's story.
Oh,
Oddly enough.
okay.
The thing is, it came out on my birthday, and I wanted to like go see it. And then
Yeah.
it's funny because like that fucking weightlifting Pain and Gain also came out on my. And I used to go on my birthday, and thankfully I missed both of those because I like
The
Pain
game
and
was
Gain.
good though.
No, it was
Wow.
fucking terrible. That was the worst piece of shit.
I
And
love
that
that
was like
movie.
a fitness instructor at the time. I'm like, this is fucking horrible.
Do you know why habit rhymes with rabbit? Because your whole life goes down a bunny hole.
I mean, it's not a bad.
Oh, it's just Bert
No.
Kreischer, the movie. That
It's literally a sequel to his
Mark
supposedly
Hamill.
real story.
it received
Uh.
mostly negative reviews from critics and became a box office bomb. What is
You
that?
see Researcher asking for a friend. Yes, it is. Yes,
Yep.
he is.
Yeah,
He too barely got an education at UC Riverside.
yeah, pretty much. UC Riverside. At least we're not Merced.
And now he's passing that education
Yeah.
down to the
Hawkins, I'm so sorry. Um,
And that's how that goes.
yeah.
I got 3 semesters out of 2 years and realized this is probably not for me.
I mean, are
The
you
fact that he
like?
keeps, like twirling his mustache really drives the point home.
I'm
Like,
just wondering if he's grooming himself into being a land pirate or what's happening. Yeah.
no, he looks
Oh.
like he's gonna sing in a barbershop quartet. LOL. I
Well,
live
he
in
works for
Riverside.
Uber.
I'm so sorry.
He kind
Lynch
of is a
Mob.
land pirate.
Lynch
He
Mob
just
Garage.
drives around and fucking.
I'm a
drives.
fucking rock star.
Hey,
Fuck you guys.
Hey, no, you're 100% a land pirate. There's no question there. That's,
It's
like
either
you're an
that or-
hey, you're a great land pirate. Don't get me wrong, but
It's
you
either
are.
that
I mean,
or he's in there was a doo-wop group on every corner.
that's horrible.
Terrible reference.
So the whole plan behind us getting together, all 4 of us, was not only to do this show and talk about being late to everything,
Mhm.
which I believe we've agreed that we have collectively given up and are either on time or reasonably late, not early anymore, except for
15
Kyle.
minute delta. That's the acceptable.
Kyle is enjoying making everyone look bad by still showing up early. That's
Well,
fine.
no, but like I also don't get invited anywhere, so it's like
Yeah,
Neither do we.
Hey. Hey, I got asked to come help set up. That's why I came early. Okay.
what?
Just to explain. I went early to the party to set up because I was asked to help because I'm reliable.
Thank
you very
God
much.
you were there for 3 hours when nobody else was. And like the problem was like 3 fucking other people showed up to this party. Like it was like fucking
I had nothing to do. I had a great time.
no.
Kyle
it was-
just hey, me and Kyle just stood outside and talked and smoked joints and
we were
drank.
in high and talked. It was great.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what happens
he-
when you're on time to shit or early.
We
Yeah.
smoked joints and I drank all of Kyle's beer. It was very enjoyable. I had a
It
great
was
time.
fine, and you brought the weed. I don't know.
Kyle has beer.
Nah, he brought beer and I drank it all.
The best
And then
part,
everyone,
it wasn't my beer. Like I don't know.
and then like I feel like Kyle just walked into someone else's house and just grabbed their beer and just walked away. Like, what are they gonna do? Right? Realistically.
Kyle, the thing is, when you look at Kyle and you don't know him, he looks like the kind of guy that has like a fucking pint glass at any given time. He's like, another. It's like,
100%.
you don't drink.
In
Hold the
Valhalla,
bottle.
The funny part is like he's sitting in like right now you always only see like just barely his shoulders and you're like, yeah, why is that? There's no reason.
Yeah.
'Cause his bed is like this
Just
tall.
put-
okay, you know why? You know why?
Understand.
You know why?
You know?
This is why. Because my chair, it can only go so high because I don't fit under the desk, right? So the chair has to be lower because my legs are tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't fit under the desk. Also,
I mean-
the camera is permanently mounted. Like this is as far as it goes down.
Yeah.
Like it's open. It's affixed to the unit, so I
They're,
can't.
they're also where you are just looks like a hospital room. Mostly
I
because of
mean,
the curtains. Like the
Well,
curtains.
Well, yeah,
have-
the note cards on the
Yeah.
wall makes it more look like solitary confinement.
Oh, 100%. No, it's it's hospital. Like, it was a hotel.
Hospital
so-
core. Yeah.
No, it was a hotel, so it's like just fucking bland colors, right?
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
You live in a hotel
More or less.
and you're a struggling actor. Tell us more, Kyle.
I don't struggle that much.
Tell us more, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, no, like my story is insane, but like,
Also
then
true.
you'll know too much about me, so fuck that.
That's another story for another time. Guys, thanks for coming on Generation Dan.
Yeah, but don't leave. We still have shit to
Don't
talk
leave. But
Don't
where,
wait to meet Dan.
Yeah. where can people find and follow you and all that good stuff?
other than a fucking hole you put your pieces of.
Be nice to them.
Yeah,
You might
be-
find me roaming the streets of Cleveland between the hours of 11 p.m. and 9 p.m. Or I'm sorry, 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. I don't know time. I didn't study in education much.
He goes home for a short window between 9
like
p.m. and 11 p.m.
Oh my
Well,
fucking
listen to
god! You can find him at Sniffing Glue 22. Kyle, where can people find you?
Everything he said after didn't fix the problem.
No.
It just got worse. I'm at Kyle Petrila. Add my YouTube because I need followers.
Always good.
That's a reason.
I need followers.
All right.
That sounds like you're starting a cult, by the way. I need followers.
That's like day 3. You don't
Yeah.
tell them that to begin. Like, fuck that.
You can see Cole and I every other Monday on this very YouTube channel on Last Minute History, which is a history podcast told in the style of a terrible book report. You can catch Kyle and Dino on Life of Giants, which is this. Where do you show Life of Giants? Dino?
Every Monday.
It's on
Uh,
YouTube.
You said where, not when.
Yeah, or where and when? Sure.
Well,
It's
okay,
on YouTube Mondays at 7 o'clock.
Okay, and then
Cool.
you can see Dino and Cole on Hammered and Cheese on Tuesdays.
I want to see Atlas's head explode. So let's just.
Probably. You can find me at Atlas Novak and all.
Sketched Out was canceled, but we can talk about it for a few minutes while Atlas freaks out. And
Find me on Atlas Novak anywhere, everywhere, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff, Instagram. My other podcast is Nexus at Night, which is about a trading card game called Vanguard. If you don't like it, that's fine. Also, fuck you. That's at Nexus at Night.
so everybody knows who the real cool one in the group is.
Pretty much. Go ahead, Dino.
I have nothing else to add.
He's like,
You don't-
"Bidets!"
Bidets for the
We're
win.
4 guys podcasting. None of us are cool.
That's it.
We're like everything that women wish men weren't. Yeah. So.
What more can I say? Have a great day, everyone. I'll see
Bye,
you all in
everyone.
hell.